have any religious observances for your funerals should you perish within. Any last requests?
I would like to say that I would just like to be
quickly, didn't
burned.
it?
Understood. Whatever the demon Prince Malfareth does not use of your remains, I will ensure that they are burned.
Thank you.
I would
And what
like
was
to...
your name?
Oh, carry on.
What was the question?
What was their name, Mr. Butler Skeleton?
The skeleton is not given a name.
Oh.
Yeah, so when you ask him, he's like, my name is this one.
Thank you, this one.
Yeah, I'd just as a smidgen of a thing. If I were to pass away most unexpectedly in this journey, I'd request that somebody go through and remove all records of my library browsing history. Things could get relatively awkward if that were to come to light.
Understood, sir. I will remove your library card from your personal effects.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
A bro's
Now-
first mission.
Like, now, sir, you mentioned unused parts. I'm just more of like a whole buffalo kind of guy. So if you could just throw the rest in like a stew and make sure it gets used up.
I am sure whatever Mafareth does not use, we will feed to something suitably hungry.
Excellent.
And he turns toward Cole and is like, Master Cole, is there anything I can do for you in the event of your unfortunate demise?
Well, if I were to die, I'd be dead, so I probably wouldn't really care. You can do what you will.
Understood. Gentlemen and lady, I hope that you have an excellent adventure. And then it's like skeletal body creaks as it like leans forward, and a stone door rises from behind it, like... Please enjoy the wing that does not actually have a name yet.
Man, I can't believe this place isn't even finished. It's top notch, man.
Quite.
Thank you, this one.
Yeah, catch you later, man.
As far as dungeons go so far, it's definitely got 4 out of 5 spears.
Yeah.
Well then, Cole, after you, friend.
So yeah, Cole,
Alright,
are you
so-
going first, or are you gonna shove Dalewan in front of you? I mean, they gotta get hard, right?
No, I was worried about Delwyn's ability to
Oh,
survive.
my bad.
I actually...
Yeah, well, this is a good way to test
no,
it
this
out.
would actually be...
Don't worry.
Morrow, why don't you go ahead and kick us off here?
All right, then. And let's see. I'm going to like go lead the way with my dog. And let's see here. I'm just gonna have my dog like sniff around, and you know, he likes fighting monsters. So if he catches like a sniff of something we've fought before, he'd probably start pointing me in that direction. So I'm just making it a slow pace, paying attention to the dog.
Okay, so
And then
the room you enter is 10 foot by 20 foot long, and it's completely like perfectly fitted stone blocks. All of them are unusually clean. There appear to be no entrances or exits from this room besides the one you just came through. On the blocks at the far end of the room, there's some writing, like runes.
I'm like, come on, boy, and I just like get closer and see if I understand the runes.
Okay. It says...
Does your dog have a... Oh, sorry. Does your dog have a name, by the way?
I've never called him anything but like boy and like dog.
Alright.
Some nerd.
That means you can name the dog, and then no one will be able to contest it.
Fire truck.
His name is Fire Truck. If you must ask. And look at him built just like a fire truck. You know, watch him take his piss every morning. You can put out a campfire for you too, man. Amazing dog.
So at the far side of this room, in like a very short block, like 2 foot wide by like 2 foot tall. The runes read, "When I get bigger, I eat, but die weaker when I drink."
Say it again.
But die?
I get bigger when I eat, but die weaker when I drink.
There's nothing else in the room.
Nope.
Sounds like someone
no
has a
torches
drinking
or anything?
problem.
It's completely bare. All of the stone blocks are fitted together very tightly with some discrete mortar.
Incredibly high texture quality.
Oh yeah, incredibly high.
It's like 4K.
Yeah,
Resolution.
absolutely. 3D.
It's in 3D. It's amazing.
It's at least 60 FPS.
Yeah, at least.
Okay.
So, are you
I've got
calling
it.
anybody else into the room? My understanding is everyone's still in the room. With
Oh, I'd
the
like to go
skeletal
in.
Butler. This one.
I would like to go in
Yes.
and read it.
Okay.
as well.
All right.
And I'm like, this stonework is incredible, but I know how these places work. Come on now. Look around. And I start like pushing on stones and like trying to shift them sideways and up and stuff.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
I'm like, keep your wits about you. A poison dart will shoot out somewhere, but you know.
Would you
Just
say you're
jump out of the
discerning
way.
realities?
Yeah.
All right. Roll
Yep.
2d6 plus wisdom.
Or whiz. Yeah.
Oh man, everyone's face is in the
Oh,
right
I forgot I
place,
had
too.
this set up. Oh God.
Yeah. Let me look over my choice of things that I get to do to you. Now that you made the horrible mistake of rolling poorly.
And marking 1 XP.
Oh yeah, you get that 1 XP too.
Yeah. All that advancement I'm going to do in a one shot.
Whoa!
When I run
you
a one
would be
shot,
surprised.
yeah, but I'll talk to you later, Arthur.
Sure.
Yeah, so the rest of you are like watching as this very, knowledgeable ranger is like up front and just muttering like a fool, pushing all of these little blocks and just looking like a dumbass. It's like, oh yeah, needles are gonna shoot out shortly. Just
Looks
having
like
a
I'm playing
spasm of some kind.
Simon Says game or something that only I can see.
Yeah.
What did the last thing of the rune say?
The whole
Second part.
rune says, I get bigger when I eat, but die weaker when I drink.
I'd like to just take a bite of my ration right now.
Everyone's
Okay.
frozen.
You take a bite of your ration.
Is
What
it
is
good
your
tasting?
ration composed of?
Just bread and cheese.
Ah, excellent. Well, it tastes delicious, except the bread's probably stale as hell, what with it being, dungeon bread. It's
Perfect.
probably like 6 months old.
I'd like to have a look at the words as well.
Okay.
And Delwyn kind of like gives them a quick glance over and he's like, I believe I've heard this one before. Any of you chaps have any idea? I wouldn't want to spoil it for you now.
Oh, fantastic.
You cheeky bastard!
This
No,
is where
no,
the
I know it's
halfling
over
pipe
here
lead
somewhere.
would've
Oh,
been
maybe
great,
down
Dave.
here.
If you had just started smoking in front of everybody, like, oh, I know exactly how this one goes.
Yeah, want a lifetime supply of lollipops. Not smoking, but bad for my teeth regardless.
Of course. So what's the plan here? I think the bard is calling you all out.
I'm going to pull out one of my rations and place it on the runes.
Okay. So the runes are on the wall, so you're like pushing your ration onto the wall?
Yeah, just
Okay.
just pulls
What
out
does
some
your
salami.
ration take the form of?
kind of. I guess it would be probably look and feel similar to the consistency of fruitcake, but with like
Of
instead
course.
of all the frilly stuff, it has like, chunks of dried meat and other things like that mixed in.
After you pull it back, when nothing clearly happens, the bottom of the fruitcake is actually like clean. You don't have any like dusty stone residue in there. You can probably still eat this.
Cool, my friend. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Are you not hungry anymore?
Is the wall especially hungry? Like, what's happening?
It said if you feed it, it would grow.
No, friend, it's a riddle. We simply need to speak the passphrase, and we'll will be allowed to continue, or at least I feel like that's probably more likely than feeding a stone wall. Yes.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yes, quite. No, very fightily of you. Very, very brave. Now, unless we would like to stay for the rest of... I don't even know if time's passing normally in this room. It's really quite strange the way this entire place is constructed. But anyway, yes. I believe the answer is fire.
Right. Yeah, when you say that, the whole wall just becomes a sheet of flame. And
I'm like, I pressed on this one. It did it.
Yes. Great job, friend.
You see me
Everyone's-
standing behind Delwyn, maybe just going,
And I finish my cheese
Yeah.
before it melts.
So the corridor continues 10 feet wide for another 100 feet. All of it made entirely out of steel. So it's just steel, completely flat, shiny, well-cleaned, well-maintained steel. And
And it's
attaches
completely empty.
almost completely smoothly to the stone of the room you're in.
I wonder if they're gonna cover all this up with something, because it looks great as it is, but I can imagine them putting something stupid over the... They're not done yet. I think they should leave it.
yeah, but it's a fantastic start.
Yeah, I'm like tapping on the wall as we walk to see if there's like a place where it sounds different.
Nope. No.
Does it all just look like a solid sheet?
Yep. One solid long sheet.
Is fire truck doing anything different?
Yeah, he's looking okay.
Yeah, he's looking fine.
Okay.
So, towards the end of this 100-foot long corridor, it tees off. It goes left and right.
I'm still in front with the dog, right?
Okay?
Yeah.
So, to the right, there's like some sort of shimmering haze, like some sort of green light. It's getting really hard to see in here because no one has currently got out any lights as far as I can tell. So, like, the light of sun coming from behind you is now fading to immense darkness. To the left, you hear a faint sound of like and like some light drumming rhythms. It sounds kind of like steel drums, like a dozen steel drums all playing a similar but not exactly the same beat.
Like Jamaican?
No. I mean, the steel drums you would associate with Jamaican, but the sounds that they're making is more just like random clattering.
Okay.
So, it actually sounds a lot like the Imperial March from Star Wars.
Excellent. So I'm going to reach forth. Adventuring gear has 5 uses, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to use one for a torch.
Okay.
So I pull out and light a torch.
All right. When you torch up the corridor to the left, all of the music stops as your light begins, going down the corridor to the left. You see that there's a huge pile of chairs that's blocking the doorway there. It looks like someone just took chairs and stacked them one on top of another to just block the doorway. Be pretty easy to just push them over out of the way.
I do so with my spear.
But before you do that, to the right, you actually see a gelatinous cube moving towards you.
Oh,
That will
Oh.
get the spear then instead. And I'll try to keep my distance and keep against the wall to let the others attack, and I shout, "Gelatinous cube!"
All right.
And dive in, hacking and slashing.
You're diving in against the gelatinous cube, huh?
Well, I said I'm diving forward with my thing, but it's a
Of course.
reach weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be hand stabbing or anything. Better wreck this thing. I used
So
all my
remember
good
when you
rolls,
were
yes, sir.
diving in? Like, you push into it and then the suction force of the thing just consuming your spear pulls your weapon directly out of your hand.
Fuck, I will mark that off my...
And it starts moving towards you ever so slowly, but it seems to be accelerating, actually.
Okay.
Your spear is literally dissolving before your eyes.
Fuck. I jump back and draw my bow. Try to get some... Oh, wait. Do I get to add my doggy?
Yes. I think, right? Your dog does
To an
additional
attack?
damage, right?
When you... wait, where is it? And you attack the same target. Yeah, I didn't say I wouldn't have had it attack that fucking target. So no way.
You sure you don't want your dog
Well,
to, as you stated, dive in there?
No.
Fire truck!
No! Yeah, no, fire truck stays back. The roll stays the same. The fact is that my spear is dissolving.
What do the rest of you do? Like, it's apparently trying to push Marrow back down the left-hand corridor so that it can consume Marrow without the rest of you interfering.
It's a battle, so you know what happens when we start a battle. All of you who've adventured with me before, I bring out
most
the loot
people
and I
start fighting, but
I start playing the battle music, which is take your pick of probably any of the Final Fantasy games from the SNES.
So Virgil's getting pushed down the corridor to the left.
Yes.
And
How many chairs are there? Can I
There's
see?
probably a dozen heavy wooden chairs.
Okay,
are
can I?
gelatinous cubes like lions and tigers, and that for some reason they're afraid of chairs?
No.
All right. Well, I will try and distract the gelatinous cube with giving it a mighty swing.
I see.
Hold
Roll,
on,
roll hack and slash. Then.
my singing is inspiring you, and I'm
I
going to
see.
attempt
You're choosing him as your ally then?
to. Yes, I'm going to attempt to give you a 1d4 forward to your damage with an
Excellent.
arcane art. And that's, what is it? 2d6 plus my charisma?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, you are so inspired. Listen
What?
to that battle music.
And what does that do for me again?
You get plus
Um,
1d4 to damage on your next damage hit.
Okay.
Yeah, listen
Now-
to that damage. It's almost, or that song. You can almost hear it in your ears right now.
Yeah, it's so good.
Now
That you
with
can hear it.
with my,
SoundCloud.com/drummerboy.
Yeah.
with my hammer being precise, does that give me any bonus?
Yes, precise lets you use your dexterity instead of strength to attack.
Oh, see, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have taken it.
I have had that happen so many times. I play so many one-shots. And people, I'm like, you took a precise... Oh, it's fine.
Well, it's one of those things where you learn so you don't repeat it next time.
Of course.
Okay, so here we go with the mighty swing.
Yeah, so I
can't
think
help
what
it.
happens
That.
is you swing your mighty hammer IKEA, right? And you definitely push Marrow down that left-hand corridor further. Like, your balance is off, and the cube slides right into the intersection, forcing Marrow on one side of it and the rest of you down the other. You could say that I've separated them. So what's the plan now? I feel like we haven't heard from Ash.
So it's separated. Which side did I go on then?
You are on the side with
The safer
Cole
side. It's okay.
And Dalewind. You're in the corridor south of its location.
Okay. Can I see anything past the ooze or slime?
Yes.
Like beyond
so
it?
it's a T intersection. The gelatinous cube currently occupies the T.
Oh, okay.
And inside the slime, you probably see like blocks of stone slowly dissolving. You definitely see Marrow's
Yeah.
spear. Also, you probably just see the spearhead is all that's left now.
And I can only choose like one spell at a time, right?
That's correct.
Son of a biscuit.
Well, you can only cast one spell at a time.
Yeah, you can just cast
Yeah.
and then be like, I'm going to cast again. But if you roll bad, you're going to regret it.
Okay.
As much as you want, but it might come at a cost.
Yeah, so I'm like, do something. It's going to freaking dissolve my face. And I'll take another. I'll like back up enough to get a good shot off with my bow,
Okay.
which is with
Sounds like
Dex.
you're volleying.
Yeah.
Let's do
Son
it.
of a bitch. Yeah, there we
All
go.
right. Roll some damage.
Hey.
You deal 1 point
Yay.
of damage to the gelatinous cube.
1 point.
You have piercing of any type?
I don't think so. It's just a hunting bow.
Nope. So, like, your arrow hits it, and the arrow is, like, dissolving as it goes in there. And
Just
very
like-
quickly, all that's left is just the arrowhead floating next to the spearhead.
Not very effective.
I'd like to consult my bardic lore
I see.
about spells and magics because it is a creature made or like created through magical means. It doesn't normally.
I'll
exist,
accept that.
right? Okay.
In this world, then, such creatures are brought in through spells.
Yeah.
It's
I would like
probably the rare planar gelatinous cube brought
it's-
in by the Demon Prince Mafareth.
It's easier to, it's easier than explaining gelatinous cube sex, right?
Yes. Yes, I'd rather not get into that.
Ask me one question about it.
Is there a way we can banish it as opposed to fight it?
Yes, if you were to have 3 things that it fears, you need cold iron, hot fire, and salt. And if you were to use all 3 of these things on it at once, it could be banished back to the plane from whence it came.
Okay, I'll shout to my companions. We must form a 3-pronged attack. One attacking with steel, one with heat, fire, or a torch, and finally, if anybody has any salt in their bag, I might have some in my adventuring pack.
I'm pretty salty about my spear getting taken by that gelatinous cube.
So I want to ask, what tale, legend, or song did you hear this information from about the rare planar gelatinous cube?
It was a play put on by this famous playwright called Disney.
Of course.
And it was about this like goo creature called Flubber, and it was made of rubber and it bounced around everywhere. So that's
I
what I've
remember
heard
seeing
about
this
him.
play. Sir Robin of Williamsburg was excellent in that. He really carried
He
the
was
cast.
indeed. He's my inspiration as a bard.
Oh no.
So
You ready? You ready for this? I
So-
guess that's why everyone thinks that your name is actually Dr. Doolittle. Damn, see that? Because it's not actually a movie but it was made at the same
God.
time.
So I just dropped my torch so I could fire my bow. I'm just gonna kick the torch at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll reach into my adventurous pack and take out like my seasoning salts and use up a use of that.
Okay.
And I'll shout, Cole, attack it at once as soon as I throw the salt upon it.
And as soon as the salt hits the gelatinous cube, I try and strike right where the salt landed.
That's when he rolls a 6.
Come on, you can.
Oh,
Nope.
yeah!
Nice.
All right. As your hammer IKEA slams into this gelatinous cube, it hits like a stone wall. Like your hammer rings with the force of it, and the cube literally is shoved through the wall behind it, which is open into a portal. That's just like you can see. There's little imps dancing around, like, and there's probably like some sort of like a satyr creature with curved horns that's wearing spectacles and like writing something on a piece of paper. He's like, "Oh, Jelly, you're back, huh? Well, we were needing janitorial staff." And then like the portal closes behind it.
Was David Bowie there?
No, but probably Dio was.
Right.
I'm like, all right. Oh, thank God. But I lost my spear. I'll have to pick up a new one when we get back to town.
Are you defenseless now, my friend? Or
No, just I have my bow, but you know, I prefer in narrow corridors sometimes using the spear.
yes, most regrettable. I only remembered about it a few moments too late. I apologize.
It was a good idea though. It worked great. So
Gentlemen, it was very
is there any other
quick.
immediate danger right now?
There was the drumming you heard from beyond the room where the chairs are blocking, with the impish laughing.
Okay.
The right corridor, now that it's no longer blocked by a gelatinous cube, seems to extend far beyond your torchlight can reach.
My Lady Ash, perhaps you might have heard in some scriptures. I confess to not being entirely knowledgeable about those from the hells and fiery plains. About perhaps what that laughing was. It sounded perhaps like demons. I assume you would be the best to ask about this sort of thing.
Yeah, from the left.
You can
You're
check
asking?
what your collected knowledge is by making a spout lore check. Rolling 2d6 plus your int.
Okay. Thank you.
This is your first roll. Don't get a 6
Wanted to give you
minus.
the opportunity, being cleric.
2D.
So it's 2d6 plus 6. Plus 2. Sorry. Boom. Okay, you get to
Nice.
learn something interesting but not useful about it. When you were checking to see if that music was Jamaican, you've now realized, Ash, it's not Jamaican. It's actually goblinoid in nature. It's in fact it was the soothing rhythms of the Nuktuk tribe. They're
Okay.
ice goblins from the far north.
They were
Okay.
well
Yes.
known for their coffee house classics.
I'm like, I must have heard that album 20 times at the local coffee shop when it came out, though. I mean, I hear it one more time, a break with a stereo that play it, you know?
Yes,
All
Dylan.
right.
So those
We
were
go take
goblins.
care of these guys. Yeah?
They're from ice goblins, apparently.
Yeah, let's go punish them for making that god awful music. Sounds like a thing we should do.
Ready, boy? And I like pat on fire truck.
Fire truck's just like, rah.
Good boy, fire truck.
Fire.
Yeah, and I'll once again like lead the way.
Okay. So I mean, there are the dozen heavy wooden chairs stacked in front of the door.
Yeah, original plan was spear them, but now my new plan is just like kick them in and like jump in with my bow drawn.
Whatcha! Do you like
Yeah.
you flying kick with your bow
Yeah,
drawn ready?
yeah.
And you like land in a heavy.
I get a running start,
Ah.
yes, and I like run, start, jump, kick, and land, you know, ready for action. you know?
Okay, you like the chairs go flying and they hit a number of things that are on the ground in between you and the next area. So the room is like 20 by 20 wide, and you're entering from the upper right-hand corner of it. Inside, there's like dozens of dead humans in various states of like armor or maging gear or clerical robes. And on the other side, there's like... So it's like there was a battle between two halves of a room, and like the other side of the room completely clean. There's no bodies there. There's maybe scorch marks. It looks like fire or ice or something was used to be cast at the far side of the room. But on the close side of the room, all dead bodies everywhere, all in armor or various states of decomposing.
Okay, I'm pretty disappointed no one saw me jump in at them.
I'd like to check out the bodies and see how they were actually killed.
It sounds like you're discerning realities.
Sounds like something the cleric could help with, right? Being around like dead.
Actually, maybe someone else would be better equipped to figure out what massacred these poor people.
You were like, I was going to discern realities, but then I realized my wisdom is too low. Is that what you're doing to me, Richie?
Exactly!
Don't do that.
Come on, man. Now that you said it, you gotta fall
Yeah,
through,
you already
man.
told the story.
Yeah.
The dice trigger when you say things.
Yep. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Would anyone like to help me figure out what killed these poor people?
Can I assist him? Yeah.
Yeah, you could sit. You could kneel down next to him and pull out your sunglasses and give a one-liner.
Or is it D6?
You roll 2d6 plus your bond with him, which is 1 because you have 1 bond. Okay. Nope. Instead, something's going to happen.
Oh.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of a one-liner now, and I can't. I wanted to be like, I guess you could say, this is one cold case we're going to put on ice.
I was going to go for that. This case seems to be dead in the water, but I don't have the sunglasses.
We're bad at
for it.
one-liners, man. This is horrible.
Yeah, we're awful.
Okay, you get to ask one question from that list there. Cool. Hit me with your realities you're discerning.
Let's see. Well, based on my study of the bodies and discerning how they were killed, I think it would be a very apt question to ask, based on this, what is about to happen?
Nothing. Literally nothing's going to happen. There's nothing waiting in the shadows of the room to leap out at you. It's just dead bodies everywhere.
Well, that was
Is there another door in here or anything?
Nope. It's
just dead body storage, guys. Relax.
A dead
Oh,
end.
okay.
So I guess with that, Cole's like kneeling down. Well, you can see by the bruises here and the slash marks and the way they fell that I got nothing.
Well, that it
This
hurt
room-
really bad. That's what you can tell, man.
This room doesn't exist,
They didn't
just so
go
you
out
could say that.
quietly.
Does it? That wasn't the thought process,
No.
because that would be the word.
Okay.
So I think, you know what? I think as part of, and again, I'm not really supposed to say it, but as part of signs of throwing an approaching threat, probably near the ceiling, when you're looking around, Ash, you get distracted by something, and you realize that drumming wasn't coming from inside this room. It's coming from a grate in the ceiling. Where
Perfect.
there's like an air
Oh,
conditioning vent.
It's still the same music though.
The
of the
sound was
Icelandic
no,
goblins.
it's not playing anymore. It stopped.
Oh, okay.
Now that you guys have knocked chairs into this room, they must have heard the echo coming from the chairs.
Okay. How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling is 10 feet tall. Exactly 10 feet tall, actually. Perfectly. Everything in this whole dungeon is, like, perfectly rulered.
And it's a grate, like it's not an air conditioner where it bends, so I can't see up there. I mean, I can see up there though.
You can see up there, yes. But
What do I
it's,
see?
you know, it's like the Metal Gear Solid, you know, air conditioner where, you know, you can look up into there, but there's definitely, it's going another direction away from you.
Yeah.
Someone said shimmy through the vent.
Yeah. Do it.
Who's the tallest person here?
Roll plus shimmy. I said I was a hair over 6 foot. I don't think anyone else actually described their height yet, so they can say whatever they want.
Short or tall in Dungeon World? Are elves
Richie?
shorter or taller than?
I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah, we get to decide each time. I mean, we could play next time, and elves are like only 2 feet high. You just get to decide this stuff. That's why it's such a great game.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say then that I'm probably the tallest because I'm an elf, and I think I'm the only non-human, right?
You're smugly androgynous, tall elf.
Yeah.
Can I point up to the grate and then have Delwyn
Of course.
like motion to him to put me on his shoulders?
Oh, of course. Yes, I'm not used to heavy lifting. Not to say that
I'm
you're
thin.
heavy,
Then
my lady. Yes, yes. Please climb astride my shoulders. Oh, yeah, give a boost.
Awesome. So I think that's about the time we go on break. You know, it's
Okey-dokey.
like to be continued.
All right. Are there Are there more cubes in the vent? Find out.
There's a
next
cube in the
time.
vent. You're in some deep trouble because it's just going to drop right on top of all of you. All right, we'll be back in just under 10 minutes, guys.